Hi, thank you, Andy, again for the introduction. My name is Jaime Solano, and I'm a PLM application engineer with Saratech. Been with Saratech over about a year and a half now. I've used Teamcenter with Solid Edge, with the Next systems, and they're great to help manage the process within a company and kind of have, once you learn how to use Teamcenter, you can have Teamcenter work for you rather than you work for Teamcenter. And what that means is when I first started as well, it was there was a lot of questions and a lot of I guess pushback on Teamcenter because you're thinking of this new program that now we're going to need to learn. Well, everything has been changing now, and now Teamcenter has been embedded into Teamcenter, and we're going to go into how the application actually helps you work towards that. So my presentation is going to be over Teamcenter for Solid Edge, also known as Solid Edge with Teamcenter integration. Okay, so in an overview picture, Solid Edge can be integrated with both Teamcenter Rapid Start or with the full version of Teamcenter. As some of you guys might know, now there's three versions. There's Teamcenter X, there's Teamcenter Rapid Start, there's Teamcenter the full version. Rapid Start was created to get some pre-configured modules already into one installation, and then that way you can start going with it. The Teamcenter full version, there's different modules that you can actually configure within Teamcenter, and it takes a little bit more time to configure, but it's a little more robust. Now, that doesn't mean that with Rapid Start you're not going to get a full PLM. It's just there are some modules that can only be configured for the full version rather than the Rapid Start. Now, the integration for Solid Edge, previously known as Solid Edge Embedded Client or SEEC, is a separate integration that needs to be configured into the environment that you're going to use. So either version, it's going to work with Solid Edge, and in order for you guys to take the PLM into the next level and use it to your advantage. Teamcenter integration for Solid Edge enables Solid Edge users to integrate their design data and processes with Teamcenter and Teamcenter Rapid Start, resulting in wide access to a single source of product data for improved reuse and less errors, improved efficiency of design through manufacturing processes, and improves collaboration between departments and with suppliers and customers. Overall, it's a tight integrated Solid Edge data and process with the comprehensive PLM capabilities of Teamcenter. What does this all mean? It means that just using Teamcenter, you will ultimately stop using the Microsoft folders structure. Searching capabilities is a lot faster. You can actually have your customers or suppliers give access to those users to actually use the same Teamcenter database that you're using and allow them to view certain files that you want them to see. So overall, you're only working in one solution, Teamcenter, and let Teamcenter do the rest for you guys. So who is it for, you might ask? Well, Teamcenter integration for Solid Edge is focused on improving the productivity of designers, enabling them to a lot of different things. For example, get control of fast-growing volumes of design data. As more and more designs go into folders, into different folders, it's a lot easier to share and search for those instead of just having 1,000 folders and trying to remember where you saved it, where the other person saved it. So it gives you better control of fast-growing volumes. It retrieves the data that they need quicker and improving the reuse of proven components in new products. So if you have to reuse something you already designed, you can easily search it and use it in a new assembly, for example. It assigns correct part numbering following company standards. As mentioned before, let Teamcenter work for you. You don't have to remember what's the last part ID that it was given, or have an Excel sheet where you have to follow up and add it there because the company is using this to keep track of the part numbers that are being configured for your part. So Teamcenter will do that for you, and it will not allow for multiple part numbers to be done, or maybe revisions, to have multiple revisions be done. So this is one thing that Teamcenter will help you maintain overall in the company. So it also work collaboratively as a part of a design team. If you have a team, 5, 10, 50 people using Teamcenter, and you're working in one assembly, you can all work at the same time on parts and ultimately come together to create that one assembly. So it can help reduce the time when everybody's working different aspects of the assembly, and ultimately just bring everything together at one because it's under one database. So complete engineering change orders as quickly and accurately. If there is something you have to change, if everything, all the information, past revisions, any notes that have been entered by previous designers that maybe they retired. Now everything's saved in Teamcenter so you can keep track of the histories. Release data to manufacturing in control and consistent way. There are workflows that can be configured to have triggers to send data to manufacturing. If you're only sending PDFs, once that workflow is completed, Teamcenter will send that PDF directly to that person, maybe send them an email as well. This is something that, I mean, we all work in fast pace, and Teamcenter will help maintain the process consistent as possible. Because the way you configure it, every time something is approved, for example, in a workflow, it will send that email confirmation or that PDF or the step file. You can configure Teamcenter to work for you. Also use legacy. Customers and vendors design data in the product's development process efficiently while retaining all intelligence and focus on optimizing their designs, not on non-product data management tasks. Again, giving designers full power of their time to use for design rather than to focus on part numbering. What's my next process? Who do I have to send it to? No, just focus on the design and let Teamcenter keep the flow. Some key features we're going to look at. Again, there are a lot of features that have been added to Solid Edge implementation with Teamcenter. We're just going to touch the surface because there's a lot of things. So one of the things I mentioned before is forget about the file, the way the file management is done for Windows. Teamcenter will manage all that, and it's also secure. So secure vault of Solid Edge documentations with comprehensive access control. You give access to the people, to the users, the user accounts that you want to give them to, whether it's to view, whether it's to modify, whether it's to just look at PDFs, whether it is just to get step files. You control that access within Teamcenter. Search Teamcenter directly from Solid Edge. Teamcenter ribbons and Solid Edge consolidates all data management commands in one place. Assembly Pathfinder displays status of reference parts. Integrated revisions and release management. Structure editor to configure new assemblies and clone and revise existing assemblies. Teamcenter Active Workspace available directly inside Solid Edge. Classify Solid Edge part using Teamcenter classifications and synchronize release with Solid Edge. So these are some key features, but there's a lot more. But one of the things I want to touch back on is the structure. Like when you start creating assemblies, it's going to keep saving a BOM. And for example, if you have a base assembly and you want to just make a simple change, you can always just call out from Solid Edge. You can get that complete BOM and create a new one and change the parts that you need to change in there. So directly from Solid Edge, you can do all this. And Active Workspace is now directly inside Solid Edge. So as you revise Active Workspace, which is another user interface for Teamcenter, all these new features that are being added to Active Workspace now are available through Solid Edge. So it will also maintain that version as you're upgrading Active Workspace within Solid Edge. Data management capabilities are built into standard Solid Edge file operations, so users have direct, transparent access to your data through command like open files. If you need to replace parts, edit any parts, it will automatically check in, check out, so you are the only one that is allowed to make revisions to the part, so nobody else. We're not working with somebody else and accidentally erase their changes while we're making our changes. So that's a great feature, check in, check out, to make sure that the engineer is working. There's only one revision that's currently being worked. And that's not gonna stop other engineers from viewing this as read-only, for example. Another feature, when you close, it automatically saves and you can change so automatically checks in that part. That way you're allowing other users to have access, standard parts and family of parts. So overall, designers can focus on optimizing their design and not on completing tedious data management tasks. Again, always giving more time for design and let Teamcenter do the rest of, control the rest of the process. Search and browse database from standard Solid Edge dialogues. So users that have this Teamcenter integration can configure attributes displayed in browsers. Users can configure and save the search. So retrieving from Teamcenter, remember the last search run, or attribute filters by types, which are used by attributes, or metadata saves all these attributes, and you can create custom if that's the way your company wants to have a specific search by. Previous displays for visualization validation and revision filter applies when opening documents, latest working or latest release. So there are different ways of viewing the parts or the revisions that you're looking at. You can filter by the latest working revision, which is not a release version, but it's currently being modified. Or maybe you want to view an assembly that was already released and approved by your company. So designers overall spend less time searching for data and ensure correct data is retrieved. As I mentioned before, active workspace is now embedded in Solid Edge. So streamline access to product and process data, options to open in Solid Edge, insert into assemblies, copy to clipboard, drag and drop into Solid Edge, send to active workspace from Solid Edge, and access to Teamcenter classifications is all part of now this integration that you can take advantage of. Workflows, anything you do in Teamcenter, you'll be able to do right from Solid Edge and not have to open a rich client or an active workspace because it's right there. So if you're just playing CAD design and that's your main field and that you know how to use Solid Edge, once you implement Teamcenter, you don't have to go outside of Solid Edge to have all these capabilities and take advantage of that. Teamcenter integration for Solid Edge improves collaboration by improving visibility of part status and design changes that are on the way. Pathfinder lists document statuses of assemblies and all reference parts. So again, as I mentioned before, check out. If a part is already checked out by somebody else, you will see who has that part checked out, and you can talk to them and see what they're doing so you guys are not working on the same modifications at the same time. If it is yourself, you'll see that you already checked out this item. Maybe you're working on five parts, and you don't remember if you checked this out, but you need to modify it. We'll tell you it's yourself, all right? Or if somebody calls you, you can always check to see if it is yourself that you have this checked out. New versions available, revision status, as I mentioned before, you can configure to see what revision status you see, latest working, or anything released. Structure editor for creating and management of product structures. This goes back to structure editor, which is the BOM, or bill of materials also known. So configure new assemblies using a combination of new and existing parts. Clone existing assemblies as a starting point for new design projects. Copy and revise assemblies to speed execution of engineering change orders and manage associated links such as drawing. So it overall supports engineering to order processes where the products are configured to meet customer requirements before detailed design is complete. All in one place, Teamcenter. Something that is also hard to understand when we're working with different suppliers, different customers, is everybody has their preferences to their CAD output. So with Teamcenter integration, you can actually manage multi-CAD design. So it incorporates third-party CAD models into Solid Edge assemblies. So Teamcenter and Solid Edge leverage the JT lightweight format, enabling suppliers and customer data to be incorporated. NX, ProE, SolidWorks, Autodesk, Inventor, CATIA data can be converted into JT formats. Change to the original third-party data or updated associatively in Solid Edge. Optionally, use Save As to convert third-party models to Solid Edge for improved open performance or further editing. You can actually use the CADs into that somebody send you as a JT in an assembly. If, for example, a supplier is giving you a bolt, you can bring it as JT. If they can send it to you as JT, you don't have to convert that to anything else. You just use that in your assemblies. And if you want to save it on your library to use in the future, you can do it as well. So overall, work more efficiently with multi-path data. Teamcenter integration for Solid Edge includes comprehensive utility for bulk loading legacy Solid Edge data. So it's a standalone tool that runs outside of Solid Edge. It analyzes and prepares data using Microsoft Excel, populates and modifies property data or metadata as we call, and it can fix links, for assemblies. You can also make sure that those links are maintained. So data is loaded using at the Teamcenter without links and properties maintained. So it's a quick way of bringing in data inside the Teamcenter. If you are not using Teamcenter, again, if you guys want to move into Teamcenter and use Teamcenter, you can bulk load all your information and still maintain all the links and all the metadata that you currently have. So a few capabilities, so features inside Solid Edge. As I mentioned, some of these you have already seen. These are all the new versions that are coming out. So Teamcenter and Solid Edge, Siemens is sending out the new versions. There's SPs 1, 2, 9, 10. And now we're going to 2020, 2021, and so 2010, 2011, or so forth. The different versions come with different things inside Solid Edge. So the capabilities have gone up, and a lot of the Teamcenter functionalities are now embedded in Solid Edge. So Teamcenter ribbon bar inside Solid Edge. Teamcenter session information is visible. Logs have improved visibly in critical properties information and full access to Teamcenter properties and their mapping to Solid Edge. So all metadata, all attributes, all of this you can view directly in Solid Edge and not have to go into Teamcenter, the rich client, or any other user interface. You can also do multiple revisions of the same part and be open in a single assigned session. Initiate new workflow processes directly from Solid Edge. So the process that your company has set up in the backend in Teamcenter, you can do it directly from Solid Edge. Cache assistance for managing local cache folders and create package compatibility. More work processes supported included classification of the ability to work offline. Part classification now supported in active workspace. Save to new existing support workflows where items are created by one person, or CAD can be created by another one. You can work from home, for example, or if you're visiting a customer, make changes, you can work offline and later synchronize this to your Teamcenter database. So send up the changes that you have created. You can also design the massive product in Solid Edge, configure to meet customer requirements in Teamcenter. Improved user interface with Solid Edge is easier to work with complex data. So open draft automatically opens the draft files that is linked to the current part. You don't have to open the part, you can open the draft right away directly from Teamcenter. Validate user input before submitting data. Document panels available in file open. And custom occurrences properties are mapped from Solid Edge. One really good tool is the shape search. So shape search option is on the Teamcenter ribbon group, which use Gilead search engine in the backend to find similar parts in the database. Can be set to show the results in either embedded active workspace or Gilead's web client. Another way is to capture model views with PMIs. So models with PMI information stored as part of the JT data. You mentioned before, you can actually view JT data directly in the active workspace. You don't have to open it to make sure that you can view either PMI or any other measurements that can be done directly in active workspace. And you can put it side to side to something that you might be designing, but you don't want to open that part. Again, model views can be viewed in Teamcenter Structural Manager, Teamcenter Lifecycle Viewer, Active Workspace with Teamcenter Visualization Components. All these are components that you can configure with Teamcenter depending on what are you going to use. A better DMU reviews, downstream benefits, and shop for production. So, for example, if you use Teamcenter and you design and you save files, in the shop floor, they can have also Teamcenter and don't have to have Solid Edge or any CAD system to actually view these documents, because Teamcenter will have visualizations that will allow users to view data sets within Teamcenter without actually opening the CAD system or a PDF or any markups that you want to make on PDFs. You can do it right from Teamcenter interfaces. Managing translated files using Save as Translated. So translator and manage the files in Teamcenter. Can define types of non-solid edge documents which can be translated, customize the translation, manual, automatic as per company needs. So there are some dispatches that can be used to make this change to a different file that maybe your customers want to view. Maybe you want to change a drawing to a PDF, so then that your customer that has access to Teamcenter, they will just access Teamcenter, have view access to your PDFs and approve it right from Teamcenter, if that's something that you guys want to use. You don't have to manually export it, manually send it. No, just give them access to it inside Solid Edge. You can make this change or translate to this specific part file, and then they can call it from Teamcenter themselves. So keep up to date data and reduce manual errors, better data management, and exchange to downstream customers. Extract translated files from Teamcenter, so capture and management of Solid Edge, save as translated and save as image in Teamcenter. This function is intended to generate translated files to be sent to external customers and vendors for import into their tools. There is no intent for round-trip collaboration. These are intended for downstream consumers. Again, it's not only just PDFs. If they're using a different CAD system, you can also save as a different CAD system if that's the way that they want to view it. Concept workspace. The concept workspace is a space where the designer can explore design ideas without committing to files to Teamcenter. With concept workspace, you can create new assemblies or parts without creating an item, modify existing documents from Teamcenter without committing changes to an action, add existing parts to new assemblies, for example, add new parts to existing assemblies without creating an item, interactively publish your design when it's approved or delete a design when it's rejected. It's kind of like a sandbox. So then you don't have to create new parts or use a part ID number that is automatically created by Teamcenter. You can do this inside Solid Edge, just like what you design right now. If you just want to see how something will look and not actually push any changes to Teamcenter, you can do that using the concept workspace. Dynamic visualization, for example, provides interactive access to document properties based on reports containing rules. Rules are easily built with Microsoft Excel-like filters within interactive tables. Fast indexing of properties while assembly loads. Interactive user-defined tables with sorts and Excel-like filters. Create rules and easily from filtered tables. Export reports to be shared with other users and other assemblies. Support for standard and custom properties, as well as in session status such as modifies and /save. So to view different things, maybe you don't want to load the complete assembly. Maybe there's certain parts that you want to load. You can use tables to do this instead of loading the complete assembly, which can take a lot of time because of how heavy all these parts are. So this dynamic visualization is a table that you can decide what attributes you want to use, what you want to pull from. Revert to Teamcenter version. So this command simply reloads the selected component with the latest version in Teamcenter. Primary use case, for example, is a user is working in assembly and modifies a component. The user later decides that he would like to discard the modified component. The revert command allows a single selection to replace all occurrences that are this selection with the latest version of Teamcenter. Only available in the assembly environment and single selection. So for example, I'm working in assembly, make changes, that's not really what the customer is looking for. You can always go back to the previous version and make sure that you can start from that base. Clone variant. Variant is a tool in Teamcenter that allows BOM to be configured to a specific variant. So product configurations use this variant to provide more function management and creation of variants. The unconfigured BOM is considered 150% BOM. The image, for example, in the upper right is a 150% BOM that can represent multi-configuration solutions. So on the top right, you see, for example, a cart without anything in the back. The image along the bottom are two different configurations of the BOMs of the 100% BOM. So now you're looking at different configurations of that top right assembly with different ways of configuring that other assembly. So clone variant supports opening a configured BOM in SolidEdge and cloning all impacted BOM levels to build a new structure. Deep CAD search, for example, this work provides support for the active workspace team. Deep CAD search indexes structures and instructed metadata from SolidEdge draft files for Solar searching. So in active workspace, we use what's called a Solar indexer, and that way it's actively showing what is being saved in Teamcenter. So it grabs the metadata and it stores it in a way that is easy to use a search way, and then start filtering to those searches to get to the specific part or drawing that you need to get to. So deployment instructions can be found in the support center using searches providing the README text with support files, support both structural and unstructural metadata, file properties and text. This metadata can become searchable in active workspace, supporting fast search and filtering results. Again, using active workspace 6.0 and supporting Teamcenter required. So you have to have Teamcenter installed with Solar indexing and active workspace with these versions in order for you to have access to. Lastly, the fully CAD to PDM capability within SolidEdge release. The latest SolidEdge technologies are incorporated into Teamcenter integration. The Teamcenter integration for SolidEdge is included as an option in the SolidEdge installation process. So you do have to have both SolidEdge and Teamcenter. So you can bundle available that deliver great views. So these are two systems, but they can work together. So a single supplier for CAD and PDM ensures synchronized releases and comprehensive integration. Any questions?
All right, thank you, Jaime. Yeah, we had a couple of questions that came in. Actually, one is kind of linked to the previous presentation that Jason had. Does Design Configurator support Teamcenter integrated environment?
Does Design Configurator support Teamcenter environment?
Yeah.
Jason, have you used that one?
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jason.
No, go ahead. I'm sure you have a lot more insight onto that one, but
no, it's not formally supported directly out of the box, but we do have plans for that, and there are ways you can always generate the files and add them to Teamcenter. That's the kind of the pedantic way of doing it. But yeah, we are planning a built-in integration of Design Configurator with Teamcenter. Yeah. It's on our roadmap.
Yeah, so there's a follow-up question to that. It's like, moreover, will Teamcenter integration for SolidEdge will have any changes to existing SEEC APIs which we use for CAD automation?
No changes. They're the same thing. I think SEEC is the internal name. Teamcenter integration for SolidEdge is the marketing name. So yeah, yep. all the API will continue to be supported.
So just the name has changed, but the functionality and everything's the same.
Right. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Another question that came in: can you change settings so the items do not automatically check out upon retrieval from Teamcenter?
Yes. You can change the settings and make that the way that your organization want to use. Maybe you want to allow users to just view, and then if they're going to make changes, then you can check in and check out those items.
All right. And then another question is referring to which version of Teamcenter were you referring to?
Well, Teamcenter has been out for a while. There are a lot of versions, and as long as Teamcenter, you got to check the matrices to see what SolidEdge version you have versus what Teamcenter version it's compatible to. So as you go into Teamcenter, I guess the newer versions will have more capabilities than the older versions, but there's always a matrix that can be reviewed from the Siemens side, and you can see which versions you can use with the current Solid Edge version you have.
All right, thank you, Jaime. Again, I was very surprised to see that not a lot of customers, Solid Edge customer, are using Teamcenter with their Solid Edge. So if you have specific questions, and we work with a lot of customers to implement Teamcenter and help them integrate Teamcenter into their process. And if you have any question at all, please reach out to us.
Thanks for checking out our channel. If you like what you saw, make sure to like and subscribe down below so you don't miss out on any new videos. Follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter for the latest engineering news and information. And to see all of our upcoming events, please visit our website at saratech.com/events.